Okay, we are live. It is Monday. I was doing a test to figure out what size I needed, what size canvas I needed, and I decided on this one and then realized it poked a hole. A teeny tiny hole. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but I don't want to do it again. So hopefully that'll help minimize any more damage. All right. How's everybody? You guys doing all right? Just getting my shit together here. Trying to. Alright, now I know yesterday, for anybody that was at the Coral Island stream, at the end I said I knew we were painting something today, but I couldn't remember what I said we were gonna paint. I thought we were painting another, we were redoing another oil painting, like redoing another mini magnet, except in acrylics. And then this morning I remembered I had said I wanted to paint my incense fish. Because he's kind of funky. Excuse me. So that's what we're doing. I don't have a reference photo of him.
Can you heat
But
whatever you're painting it with?
hold on one second, you guys. Sorry, the husband's like, wait, you're painting the fish? He was half asleep. I'm like, I'm painting the fish. She goes, yeah, but whatever you're putting on there, can that get hot? I'm like, sweetie, we're painting the fish. I'm not painting the fish. He's
See,
like,
you did it again. You have to say I'm painting a picture of the fish, not I'm painting the fish.
so this is what it looks like. It's got a little bit of soot on the top, but I didn't even realize that he opened up until we got home, and he's got a little hole. It looks like it's more for like a battery tea light. You can kind of see the circle in there, but my tea lights don't fit. They're too big. But I burned my little incense cones in there, and it works pretty good. So we're gonna try to paint a version of this. He is laughing at me in the background, being all sorts.
Oh, you finally corrected what you were saying, so.
Of snarky. There's still some ash in there. I didn't get it all out from the last time. So it took me a hot minute to figure out what size canvas we were going to do. But we're going to do an 8x10. I was thinking we were going to do like 8x8, and then it just felt too small. So I didn't want to go that small. Alright, now I have to figure out what size I want to go with this guy. He was a little close on the top. So he's kind of got like a steampunky feel to him, but not exactly. Okay, I'm gonna do this light to start out with. Still feels like maybe just a skosh. Too close on the top. I know this is kind of dark. And that's fine, because I want to be able to see it through my underpainting. Did it go all the way through again? I think it did. Dang it. Yeah, this should be okay though. Alright, so I'm gonna get my eraser friend here. I might get a different eraser in a minute. We'll see how this one goes. Just want to get rid of the outside edge that well, the circle I'm not using really. Not necessarily the outside edge the whole way around. So if everybody's doing okay today on this Monday. That's my base circle. I also did a little bit darker so that you guys can see it. Alright, I don't think I need this guy anymore. Get my tool bag. Still love this bag. It's so pretty. Can't remember which store we got it in. I think it was just a random.
Which one was it?
This one?
We got that at the Shell Warehouse place.
That's what I was thinking. Because I think the ones at the butterfly place were too small.
Yep.
They were more like wrist clutches. And I was looking for more of a larger bag to keep my little rulers and stuff in. That's working out pretty well. Alright, so I've got my circle stencils here. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay. So I need like a circle-y area. We have to figure out what size we want our lips to be. They're not overly huge, but hmm. So this guy. So it's kind of like a V. Kind of, sort of. I think I might need a more precise. Where's my kneaded eraser? Or one of the kneaded erasers. I've seen some people say you can wash the kneaded erasers to clean them. I've never been that adventurous to try. I don't know if it actually works. This one's kind of sticky. I might be willing to try it on this one. Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of see how much extra I can pick up there. Now, the mouth was a little more straight on the one side, but I think we're gonna leave it curved a bit. I think it makes it look a little bit more funky and cute. Why not? It's our fish. Okay, so we got that jazz happening. Maybe we'll add a couple bubbles. That might be fun. Well, let's get the fish done first, and then I'll think about details here. So we've got our little fin guy here, right? This feels terribly out of focus. See, I take it off auto. Alright, well, it's kind of focused on... That looks bad there, though. I might have to fix that again. But I'm not so worried about the circle itself. That's just what it's attached to. I'm trying to figure out what size I want for this. It takes up a good portion of the side. Oh, more ash coming out. There. So, what's my biggest? This is my biggest guy. I don't really want to go quite that big, though. Because there are some doodly-doos on here. Maybe we go like this big. Right? And we kind of want to offset that a bit. Actually, let me... I'm gonna have to get my other ruler out, but not necessarily. Is this... Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Good enough. Okay. That might be good enough there. Okay. So we're gonna kind of come in on an angle. Hmm. Okay. And then we kind of branch off. And now to try to figure out the same sort of angle. It doesn't have to be 100% the same. Okay. That's not bad. For me, not bad. Okay, so we are a little off. I am going to see if I can get better line in there. See what we can do. I was gonna try to prep this last night, but I felt really icky. Still don't feel that great, so I might be a little extra muddly today. But we will do our best. Now it's going to be a base of acrylic paint. And then I've got a gold gel pen. I didn't have any gold paint. I was like, oh, that might be a little difficult. I was like, wait, I've got a gold gel pen. And I haven't used it yet. So maybe we'll give that a shot. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, and 3 down the middle here. Okay, so I'm going to extend that one and extend that one. Let's see, how far do I want? I don't want them the same length as this one, so good enough there. And then we have 2 more that are kind of close to each other. So if this is the main guy, it's gonna be those two. I might extend that one out just a little bit further. Just to give us a little bit more room here. Okay. So it's one, well, 1, 2, 3. So we need 4 and 5. So we've got these like gold fin supports, I guess, is what we'll call them. The side of this isn't technically a ruler, but it's a straight edge and I can see through it, so that's fine. Whatever gets the job done, right? Okay. So between 1 and 2 is kind of like a scallop. And then between 3 and gonna just kind of take that way. Again, it doesn't have to be 100% precise here. Like, close enough. Okay, so now I think I can remove some of my guidelines. Not all, but some of them. I wish I had gold metallic paint, but I don't. So that's a bit of a bummer. So the line kind of... my smallest one? No. Oh, but... okay, so... they're not terribly large. I need it big enough that I can... okay. So I will have to basically color that in with gel pen. Although I do have that one. Do I still have it? But it might be a different color gold. That's the problem. Maybe I have one metallic gold paint. And I don't know. Who did we use? Is it this one? 9/16. Well, actually, no, that's not right. I need the final size. I'm gonna go with, that's a little big. Maybe this one? Okay, let's try this one. No, that goes off the edge. This doesn't really matter, right? So if we go with 13/16. All right, that might work, although I just lost which one I used. Good job. This one, 13/16 and 15. Is it 15/32? That's too big. That looks about right. Okay, so 13/16. These are all the same size, essentially. And then 15/32. I will have to see. Did that just put a hole? It did. What is with this canvas? I'm gonna have to do some canvas repair on this guy. Wasn't even that sharp of a point. My goodness. It's not even where we stuck the compass in. Okay, so we do this guy here. And then it was 15/32. Little thick boy there, but we'll see. How that looks here in a minute. That is in the wrong spot. Slightly. Ever so slightly in the wrong spot. That's okay. Alright, so this guy is gonna sit kinda... Did it just put another hole? What's with this canvas? Like, I'm not Godzilla pressing. Like, what the heck? Is that another spot I'm gonna have to fix? Okay, good enough, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of start to clean up our guidelines here if I can. Don't know how much I'm going to be able to clean up. But if we can at least get some of them a little bit lighter, it will help us out in the end. Just so I can see where I need to be. Don't know that that really helped much. It might have made it worse. Like, as long as we can see what we're doing here through our underpaint, that's really all that matters. The background's going to be black. Okay, now we have the main bit. We need our tail, and we need our top fin and our bottom fin. Now our tail kind of has the same nope, that's off slightly. Slightly. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I put it right back in the same spot. Okay, it wants to be there. Alright, so tail. That might be a good sized tail here. Oh, don't want to go under my circle. Okay. So all these little guys are like the same size. So we were doing 13. And then 15. Okay. So he's got another guy coming out here. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on his tail. And they seem to be at interesting angles. So the tail here, let me grab a paper towel so I don't get ash everywhere. So our tail, looking at this guy. So he's kind of got a straight edge and then curves in and then curves in again. And it looks like our points are coming off the base of this. And then at this point, and then at this point. Okay, so we need 2 connecting points here. Like on this side, you can see where it's ribbed. It's just not ribbed on this side. This is probably supposed to be the front. And I'm always looking at it from the back because that's the side that opens. Okay. So it kind of comes up at an angle. It's kind of coming off our fishy guy. At a slight angle. Alright, so if I want that to be angle 1. That's probably close. Okay. Where did my... Oh, there it is. Alright. I'm gonna clean up, or at least try to make that one less visible. I know it would be easier if I went lighter, but I'm trying to go dark enough so that you guys can see it. Okay. So that guy. And that guy. Okay, so those are gonna get a circle on them. I'm so glad I bought this thing. Even though I don't use it much, I am so glad I bought it. Because when I need it, I need it. It saves me from having to attempt to do this terribly. Well, even more terribly. Okay. Alright, so there's the first bit. Then it kind of goes in a little bit of a straight line. So it'd have to, I guess, be like here. Oh, those should be extending out a lot further. Oh, dang. Okay. Thought that didn't look quite right. Alright, let's see if I can lighten that a little bit. Okay. So this should really be like out to there. Okay. So that's where that circle needs to come out to, essentially. Okay, so if we take that out to there, this from here, it kind of sits straight. Kind of, which seems strange, but then from there, okay, so straight edge, does straight edge have another? That might not be long enough. Okay. So put that guy there. And that guy there. Then guy in there. Now that extends a little far. So I think maybe we'll try to rein that back into maybe there. Okay, and then see if I can clean up some of my lines in here a little bit. All right, where did you go? So if you go there, that's 2. So this guy, oh, I never put my guy in here. Let's do that. All right, so then this guy. Not quite enough space there. Okay, so this guy. We'll pop here. And then this one. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 2 more to put in. All right, so then from that straight bit. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2. I feel confused. Okay, so from here, We have to get one more. Now it's not gonna look exactly the same. Okay, this guy. This guy. How about there? And this one. Extend a little bit that way. And then this one. We can bring in a little bit more that way. It's a little uneven, but that's okay. All right. No. So this guy. I need to do is come in here and figure out my thin line between these two, because the outer one is kind of its own bit of thin line. So where do we want to go? Far out do we want that extending? I mean, it extends a little bit, so I guess here. Is where we want that to be. Sorry about that. Husband's timer went off for something. Oh, he must be making lunch. Okay. So then from like where? So from here to here. Okay. So then these two. Is that right? That doesn't look right. I think I've confused myself. No, that's right. So then this line to this line. We need to curve inwards slightly. Yeah, that's too much. Okay, and then this guy. We'll bring into here. Now he doesn't extend that far though, doing it that way. So that means that I need to bring do I want to bring everybody in a little bit? Oh, that could work. That could very much work. Okay. So get that out of there. It'll make sense in the end. Okay. And this guy. And then this guy. Okay. So the guidelines won't matter so much in the end. I think we were using this guy before. And he was doing a lovely job cleaning up. Okay. So we want that line. And we want to try to get in here. And I just want to find my fin shapes here. Okay. So basically that. Let me get my other guidelines out of here. Because we have some other stuff that's gonna come in here. I know it's a mess right now. It'll be okay in the end. It'll be okay. Okay, so we can kind of see the basic idea coming in there. Stream Boo, I keep reporting you and reporting you and reporting you. It would be super great if you just would not. I guess I could get CerseiBot to auto block all that nonsense. But then I wouldn't get the pleasure of banning them myself. Alright, now we have another 2 fins to go here. We've got a bottom fin and a top fin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now my fin is going to be a little bit smaller. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Your mother was asking how I was feeling after we ate the ice cream yesterday, and I asked her where she was feeling it, and she said down here. I'm like, that's not ice cream, that's the super greasy onion we had.
Ah.
Yeah. So, looks like she can't have that very regularly either. Ah.
Well, I mean, it is battered, so it's just going to absorb all the grease.
Yep.
So we have to put our eyeball in. What size do we want our eyeball here? Where do we want our eyeball? That might not be a bad spot for that. I'd like to know what this sticky stuff is. Oh, it's kneaded eraser. I got eraser stuck to my eraser. Oh my. Alright. Okay, so guess we'll do that for our eyeball. And it kind of has some eyelashes coming off of it, oddly enough. Actually, let's go. Maybe we'll do that for our eyeball. Okay. Now, we still have to figure out this top fin and this bottom fin, which are definitely need to be bigger than what I've got. I put that away. Alrighty, so we might have to wing this one. This is my biggest. Circle on this. I don't know if that gives me enough clearance. It may not. It may not give me enough. Okay. Hmm. So that's about right. Roughly. Okay. So our fin actually kind of our top and bottom fins kind of connect to our back fin, but I don't know if I want to do that. So we've got I have a piece of fuzz attached to my face. I can see it, but I can't grab it. So it kind of hang on. Let me sharpen this. So we kind of do that. All right, I need to pop this guy here because it needs to be like that's the furthest we can go. So we don't run out of space. I'm gonna put that in first. So I know what we're working with here. Okay. So if that's our middle. Okay. Okay, so we got that. We've got, actually there wasn't one in the middle, but I'm putting one in the middle. So we can kind of do whatever we want with this then. So I put that there. So it's not going to be completely the same, and that's okay. We are adding some adjustments to it. Keep losing my circles here. Okay, so there's 1, 2. What the heck? Little fruit fly. Go away. So then I'm not going to have it come completely to the other back fin. So if I came here and oh, this guy looks a little different. And he can look a little different. Like that's fine. So I have to figure out how far do I want that to come off. There. This guy. It's harder to do it upside down for me to find my circle. There. And then this guy. And we'll pop you into there. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of a different approach on the upper fins. So let's come into here. And I need to add my other supporty stem here. I didn't do that. On these guys. Okay, so if I go like that, all right, that's not bad. And then this one. And then this guy. All right, I'm going to add one more circle. In here. So if my shades of gold are different between a paint and a pen, will it look bad?
If what?
If my shades of gold are slightly different between a pen and paint.
Depends on how they're interacting together. What are you planning on penning? What are you planning on painting?
Okay, so I was planning on painting the supports
Okay.
and the circles.
Okay.
And then I was gonna come in with pen and doodle edge like the cutouts.
I think it'll be fine because you have two separate like purposes for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be all right.
Alright, so let's add another guy in here. I know it looks like a mess right now. It's gonna get messier in a minute. But I also went a little bit darker with the pencil on purpose. So that y'all could see what we were doing here. Okay. So this one. Right, and then we'll do one more. Like here-ish. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, now put those over to the side. Try to wipe some of this graphite off me. Whew, it is hot in here. Did you ever put the air conditioner back on?
No, I did not.
Okay, so there's like little cutouty things that are kind of like these teardroppy shapes. Let's see if we can try to sort of duplicate something similar. Okay. And in the tail, they kind of look like these spoony shapes, so kind of sort of. Kind of like our teardroppy shapes continued. That one's not as good. And then there's just like some little like C shapes. I guess kind of like fishy scales, kind of like moons. We can just make a little pattern on these, I guess. And you know, these will probably more than likely change shape as I put them in. More than likely. Don't know what color I'm gonna do these yet. We could paint them black and then kind of make it look like, would that make our fish look see-through if the background is black? I don't know. Kind of like the idea of that, so we do that, right? Now, we could add in some bubble guys. Potentially. Don't know if we should, but we can. I was originally thinking maybe we would add some seaweed, but I think that's going to be too busy. I think this will be enough. Okay, it's probably enough before I added that, but I think that's a good enough place to start. I wish I knew why it was suddenly melting. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me set that to the side so we can get some room to work with here. Alright. I think we've done about all we can. Eraser-wise. Like, only so much is gonna fix that. So, background is gonna be black. That to the side for now. Alright, my pen is in here. Like, when I got that white gel pen, it came with gold and silver. And I haven't used the gold yet. I didn't know what to use the gold for, and this might be a good thing to use it for. Okay, that's gonna go over there. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a little bit reorganized here. That... Holy cow, that's a big hole. Like, the string is there, but the canvas isn't. Well, now what am I gonna do? That's a problem. I'm not transferring this to another canvas. Let's see, I had this happen with another one from this same company, actually. And I fixed it with painter's tape. And you can't see it on the front. The back of this is damp. This isn't even gonna stick. No, it's not. Seriously? What can I... Might have to wait till this dries. see what I can do to fix that. I think it involved Mod Podge. It involved Mod Podge and painter's tape. I can't remember how I fixed the front, but I know I had painter's tape on the back, because when you flip it over, you can see the repair it did. I'll have to think about that. Okay. I'll tell you, it looks shitty outside. We're not supposed to get any weather until I think tomorrow. Maybe late tonight. Alright, can you pop in the stream and tell me if this is gonna pick up? I am so hot. Yeah, well, yeah.
Never has before.
I don't normally run it. And it's right behind the microphone. I didn't know if it was gonna crackle.
Is your volume down somewhere?
I mean, I wasn't standing right next to the microphone. It shouldn't be. Am I real quiet again? Or was it just because I was standing up?
No, you just weren't close enough to the microphone. It is very faint. It's nowhere near your voice, so you should be good. You should be good.
Alright. Yeah, no, I was standing up. I don't know that we can turn the microphone up any louder. The gain on it is at 3. Should I bump it up to 4? Let's see how that does. I don't know if that's going to do anything or not. Alright, so I'm going to get some water here. In my little cup. I already have it, so I might as well use it, right? Okay, so I'm going to go with some slightly different colors than what's on my fish. So I'm going to go with desert turquoise for the bulk of it. And then in the lighter spots where the yellow was, I'm going to go with like a turquoise, crystal blue, like a light turquoise. And then in the spots where this like orangey red was, we've got fuchsia pop. Background is going to be, if I don't fling it halfway across the room, is going to be lamp black. And red spice, I am going to do a base coat on, or of. Okay. So let me get that shook up pretty good. And we'll see where we go from here. Look, aren't you proud? I actually cleaned my palette. I kind of had to. It was full. But I did it. So we're gonna make a wash with this color. am so hot. Why is it so hot here? It's 70 something degrees outside. Might be part of it. Okay, what do I want to use for this? Use this big guy. Yeah, I guess we'll use big guy. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some water. Guess we'll find out for sure if I got all the green out of it. We're gonna find out real fast. So I'm just mixing up a real watered down version of this color. Don't know if that's enough. Alright. It's probably too much. Alright. Oh, yes, that goes on very quickly. Very nice, very nice. Alright. So it's probably going to be like dripping down the edge of the canvas. And now I'm going to find all of the fuzz ever to ever exist. Alright. So, get this finished being put on the top. That's not bad. I'm gonna run a little bit of this on the edges, just so our edges look the same. As the rest of us. I'm gonna get paint all over the desk, because of course we are. Of course we are. Right? Okay. Am I still too quiet? Or did you pop out of the stream? Hey. Am I still too quiet?
No, you're good.
Because I bumped it up a teeny tiny bit.
I didn't notice that much of a difference after you bumped it up.
Okay. Should I bump it up a little more?
No, I think you're fine.
Okay.
I think you were just too far away the first time.
Well, I was standing up. I wasn't directly in front of it. Although it has no problem picking you up from across the room. Which I find hilarious. Okay, so while that is drying, let's rinse out the brush. I might need a little bit more water in there to make that happen, though. This guy loves to hold on to all of the water, but that was a lot smoother using this big guy. And again, this is just a makeup brush. A foundation brush. Well, it did help us get our foundation past the color. There's still liquid coming out of it. Okay. Let me reshape you to over there to dry. Alright. This guy is still very much wet. So I'm gonna pop him up in front of the fan for just a minute. Shouldn't take too long. He's about halfway there. I just want to get him dry before I start getting our paint out. Or as dry as I can get him. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I banged the microphone there. Alright, almost there. Like, I could have grabbed the heat tool, but then it's got to cool down, and I don't really have enough space for it to sit while it's cooling down safely. Kind of situation. It's probably pretty good. Okay, now. Well, that took us a long time to sketch that. Sorry about that if that was oh so boring. Had an escape either. Alright, I need set that back there. Okay. That might work out. Now, I haven't found my gold paint yet. I should probably look to see if I have it. And if it is even still functional. Because a lot of these paints kind of bit the dust on me. That's all sienna. Oh gosh, I don't know if I still have this. This might require a trip to walk. I know I was trying to find colors in this, and some of them would not open for something I was doing. And as much as I'm not a huge fan of the Arteza acrylics, personally, their metallic gold and silver were fantastic. Looks like I don't have them anymore. Well, Shitsicle. That's a problem. I wonder if Apple Barrel has a metallic. I don't think. I don't know if our Walmart has folk art. So we might have to go to Walmart later. And see. Alright. Well, for starters, let's get our dark turquoise color. It's situated here. I'm gonna need more than what I just put out. But should be enough to get us started here. Okay. So the base of our mouth kind of starts out with this darker turquoise color. Actually, how about we do a base coat of this guy. So that's a little streaky. That's gonna need another pass on that guy. And that's okay. Like, that's not a big deal. Not in this stage, it's not. Alright, so we'll get this filled into there. And then I want to... Hold on one second. Okay. Lots of spam calls today. So I don't know if I want to do that, the light teal, and then just do the black. Oh, I do the black for the eyeball. We're gonna have to be careful because the background's gonna be black, so we definitely have to separate that. So all this is gonna kind of get a base coat. With our dark turquoise here. Our desert turquoise, excuse me. Alright. So I'm gonna try to paint around the edge of our cutouts here. Don't know how well it's gonna go, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna give these guys a base coat. So we're not gonna be done today. I highly doubt it. We might get close to being done the painting stage. But considering I have to go and hunt down a metallic gold now. I'm gonna find it in one of two stores. I'm just hoping I find it at the one, so I don't have to go to the other. And I don't know how that's going to go. Alright. So we're starting to fill in where all this mess of pencil line is. You can kind of see the shape that we are going for. Kind of, sort of. I know it was getting a little busy with all the pencil lines in there. Alrighty. That is not quite dry. Up there on the mouth. Okay. So how's everybody doing? You guys alright? What you up to today? Am I your work companion for the day? That's cool. Tell me all the tea. Who has the outright audacity today to demand X, Y, and Z? And who's getting away with what? Tell us all about it. All right. Don't forget our backgrounds will be painted black. I almost did this on a black canvas, but I didn't have a pre-painted 8x10. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to retouch the background anyway. Especially if we do it on a black canvas, because it's gonna get all smudgy, because I'm gonna have to do everything in a white pencil. Though the white pencil might have been easier to erase in spots. It would have definitely been very smudgy. Was that a car or did someone yell? Oh, he has his headphones on. Must have been a car because I don't hear it anymore. Like, I couldn't tell if it was a car accelerating or somebody going, whoa! It's like, okay. Someone's excited for lunch, I guess. I don't know. Can we go to Walmart later tonight? I need to find a gold metallic paint. Alrighty. Don't normally have metallics on me, and the gouache didn't come with a metallic, and then I'm gonna have trouble sealing it because the spray could very well reactivate it. And that could cause me all sorts of interesting problems. So my gouache is not acrylic gouache. So the acrylic gouache supposedly doesn't reactivate when you put more layers on top of it. But that is also ultra expensive for me. And I do not own that. I just have the regular gouache. I don't know if I have a metallic in that gouache set. Like, I don't think there was, actually. We're gonna need to do a maintenance rinse here. In just a minute, I think. Wow, traffic's really loud all of a sudden. Don't know what crawled up traffic's, but we've got all of the bangy vehicles going by, revvy vehicles, trailers banging, all of it. Alright, let me rinse this. It was starting to clump up near the barrel, so I was getting a little nervous there. Alright. So I am going to take this. And just kind of re-outline our shape here. And then I'm gonna fill this in. I'm gonna grab some of our crystal blue. And just kind of start working that in here. As much as I can. And I'm going to rinse that. I'm going to come back in with a little bit more. Messed that up, I didn't grab enough. To fully lighten that. The way I wanted to. Grab just a little bit of our turquoise again. I'm just gonna lightly, gently pull that in. All right. A little bit more of the crystal. All right. Just not quite there yet. Fuzzy in there. All right, that's not so bad. Okay. Actually, let me just get a little bit of damp on my brush. Just to kind of feather that out just a little bit more. All right. So back into our dark desert turquoise. And we'll get another good coat on here. Okay. And then we'll go back into our crystal here. Now I can clean up any weird edges that might materialize here. Like if I don't get it quite close enough, we can clean that up. With our black paint and our pen. So I'm just going back into the turquoise here. Just a tiny amount. Just kind of bringing that down into the crystal. All right. Okay. That's actually not too bad. Okay. Now, our fins are kind of another story here. So, oh, actually, we need to do our eyeball next. Let's do the eyeball next. All right. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to approach this eyeball. All right. So I guess kind of like how I did the mouth a little bit. Gosh, this turquoise is drying on the plate already. Right, so you rinse that. All right, get a little bit more of this crystal color, this crystal blue. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, that's not so bad. I'm gonna get just a little bit of water on here just so I can try to maybe blend that a little bit more. Alright, that's not so bad. Okay. Alright, so that's not bad. Should probably figure out a plan for this before I dive in fully. Alright, hang on. Let me rinse this so it doesn't dry. Alright, so our fuchsia pop, it looks like I haven't used yet. So I need to make sure that we give this guy a good shaky, 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 shaky. Okay. So, I'm gonna need some more of this turquoise. I don't need a whole bunch out at one time because it'll dry too quickly on me. Now I do have this upside down at the moment. Because, you know, if we need to turn it, then we're going to turn it. You are allowed to turn your artwork. Especially if that means keeping your hands out of wet paint. So I'm going to come in with the fuchsia pop here. Oh, that was almost bad. Like, that was almost a really big oopsie. Alright, so I'm trying to get this layered in while it's still kind of wet. So on this one, it's kind of like a menagerie of like orangish yellow and then like fading back to the teal teal. I might do a little something different. in regards to that here as we go. Alright, so let me rinse that. Gonna get a little bit more of this teal or turquoise. And I'm gonna try to feather it up from the bottom edge. Don't know how well that's gonna go, but we're gonna try. Because our fuchsia pop is definitely looking very purple at the moment, instead of more like the magenta-y pink that I was looking for. So this might take a little bit of fussing here. Just to get it to where I want it to be. Alright. We're getting there. Just not quite there yet. Like, it's definitely a little purple still. Actually thinking about grabbing a little bit of this aqua color and maybe using that to kind of merge our two together here. We might do that. That's still wet. All right. So if it gets a little bright, that's okay. Because we can still fuss that a bit. And that will get toned down. At least I think I can tone it down. And then that should also help our fuchsia-y here. All right. So we'll say this is the first time I've kind of really purposely painted to blend these together like this. Pretty happy with how the mouth and the eyeball are looking. They almost have a glow to them. Almost. Like, not quite, but kinda. My paint is drying faster than I can keep up with it here. Let me rinse that. And get just a little bit of water. On my brush tip there. Just so I can try to, gonna get most of that off there so I don't leave a puddle. Just so I can try to get these guys to blend a little bit better down in there. All right. Gonna come back to our fuchsia now. And I'm gonna try to start in our blue, our crystal blue there, and then work it up a bit. Like I said, it's gonna take a little bit of back and forth. So I also have a bit of a glare going here, so I'm trying to make this. Am I in focus? Is that in focus?
It's focused to me. It's focused as it gets.
Okay. It's always a lot clearer on autofocus, but whenever I have autofocus on and we're painting, it's constantly readjusting because my hand's moving. And that can be problematic. Okay. Clean that. And again, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of water and I'm gonna wipe some of that water off. I just want my brush slightly damp just to try to blend that down into itself a little bit. I mean, it's not a great blend, but it's not bad. Oh, jeez. Let's not put our elbow in the paint tray. That won't be getting us anywhere. We're not painting with our elbow today. Don't know what we... That would be a very abstract painting, wouldn't it? Painting with the elbow. I don't know what that would look like. I guess it would just be like colory smudgies and lines. I suppose. Okay. So we'll work on getting this section of fin worked into here. All right. Go back and grab just another little dab of our dark turquoise. Like barely any on the brush, just enough. Try to blend those two together. And then let's come back in with our fuchsia. See what we can do about blending these guys together. I'll probably have to come back in with another layer of the fuchsia here. Because it's a little bit thin and it's really wanting to go purpley there. I'm not necessarily opposed to the purpley, but I kind of wanted it just a bit more pinky. So the fuchsia pop is also a little bit like thinner consistency than the other two. I don't know if that's just what they had to do to mix the color or if I didn't shake this enough. Either entirely possible. There might be some more binder or whatever in the bottom. Okay. I really would like that a little bit pinker, but did you finish eating?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. I'd only heard the timer go off once, so I wasn't sure if you forgot. Is he wanting to go out? Alright, y'all. Give me a minute. Oh, are you getting him?
I assume I'd get one or the other.
Alright. Give me just a minute. I'll try to get the quick one, and we'll be right back. It just doesn't look like it's in focus. Is that a little better? Like, that's perfect focus. That looks better, I think. Alright. Sorry about that. Workflow got interrupted by the doggo. Oh, both doggos. Alright. Okay. Picking back up where we left off. Alright, so I'm doing a full second base coat, well, second coat. Of our dark turquoise here. And we're gonna grab some of our crystal aqua. And we're gonna see about blending that in as best as we can. Like, it's not super bad. Gonna rinse that. Again, I'm gonna grab some more of our turquoise. Actually, that was too much. Just a little bit. Just so I can kind of rub just a little bit. Into the base here. Snuffles. You okay? Okay. I was hearing a noise and I wasn't sure if it was in the background of what I have in my ears or if something was wrong with her. Seems to be what is in the background of my ears. It seems. Okay. Let me rinse that. I'm gonna get just a little bit of water on my brush and then I'm gonna like squeeze it off on the side. And I'm just gonna kind of smooth those two sections together. So back to our, the fuchsia's kind of sticky. Like when I stick my brush in it and pull it up, it's like leaving a string. Makes me feel like I didn't mix it well enough. Not sure. Could just be the way this color is. Which is entirely possible. Snuffle's a little upset that she didn't get to sit outside with Dad. Ooh. This desk is out of placement. We're gonna have to slide it over. That shift was the husband coming back in. Did he go potty?
Yeah, eventually.
I just wanted to pink that up just a little bit. Just a little. Okay. Same thing with the brush. I'm just gonna get it a little bit wet. Squeeze most of the water off along the side of my cup. And then just kind of bring that back in just to kind of try to blend those together. As best as we can. Now, I probably should have like done a base coat on everything first go before we started getting super detailed, but I was afraid that I was going to lose too many lines and lose my shape definitions here, like with the eyeball and stuff, if I had jumped in and just started slathering everything in the dark turquoise here right off the bat. And that's okay. We're a-okay here. I don't have like layers upon layers of detail going in on the fins. I'm pretty sure that we are just fine. With what we're doing so far. So I'm gonna grab, again, I'm gonna get my brush wet. I'm gonna wipe off most of the water. Alright, because I just want my brush to have just enough water in it to kind of blend those out without leaving a ginormous puddle. Don't want the puddle. Puddle's not going to help me. So I'm gonna dip back into our fuchsia here. And see what we can do. Like, it won't be the best blend. With it wanting to turn purple on me, but that's okay. Like, usually once the acrylic paint dries, can't really do a whole lot with it. So I am just trying to quickly that's too much. This paint's very sticky. This shade. Just kind of sad. The rest of them aren't quite like that. There's a couple though, but maybe, again, maybe I just didn't shake it well enough. That is a distinct possibility. So not a perfect blend, but not terrible. Fairly happy with that. Ugh, I'm gonna have to get some more turquoise out. It's drying too fast. Alright, well the turquoise is kind of sticky too. Now it looks sticky. It didn't at first. It's getting a little stringy. Oh, we also had to do a second layer on this one, so maybe it's just whatever is going on with the shades. Alright. I didn't rinse my brush. Had a little dome of skin form over my paint. And then I skished it down, and then all the paint came out the one side. Oh my goodness. That was, most unexpected. Alright. A bit more of our turquoise here. So my goal for today is to get this bottom fin done. I don't know if I will have enough time. I feel like we can. I feel like we should be able to. But who knows? I wasn't keeping track of how long it had taken us to get to this point, so I don't know. We're starting our new magnet tomorrow. That should be an adventure. Probably a terribly frustrating one. Because it's a ocean wavy deal. So I have a feeling it's going to be rather tough to get that worked in. Ready? This so far, though, has been kind of fun. Just kind of going back and forth and trying to figure out how we want to blend these guys. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, we're gonna need some more of this. Not much more. I don't want to waste a whole bunch of paint here. Right, but we do need a little bit to work with. So a lot of our lines are going to go away once we start getting our base coat in on the fish. But so far, we're doing okay. Okay, let me rinse that. And we'll get this next color worked in. Oh, well, we'll try to. Alright, that's about all we can do. Kind of feel like we're painting a betta fish with all the colors. Kind of, sorta. I mean, obviously, nowhere near shaped a betta fish, but a little bit more of this. Just a little bit. Okay, rinse that. Dip and squeeze off the extra water. Okay. Might have to put just the slightest bit more of this color back down. On our impromptu palette here. I will say I really surprisingly like using this as a palette because it has been so easy to clean. I mean, I get a little bit of paint still stuck to it, but some palettes I've had, that paint is like, nope, I live here now. And I'm like, no. No, you don't live there now. You have to come off. And it's just like, nope. And I'm like, really? You're plastic. Come off. Anytime I paint anything else that's remotely plastic, it's chipping and scratching off within like 30 seconds of drying. And that stuff, like, I can't get it off of the friggin' razor blade paint scraper. I'm like, come off. Alrighty. So we are gonna keep on going now. Everything's gonna get outlined in the gold pen. I can fix that when we put the black paint in the center there. That's not a huge problem. Actually, kind of why I didn't bother putting the black paint in yet. Because I figured my hand would decide to add its own bit of extra stuff. Sorry, it looked like there was a fuzz in my brush. I wasn't certain what was going on there. I was trying to pull at it, but I had to pull the paint off of it so I could get a proper look. I just wanted to lighten that up a little bit in there. That's better. Sometimes you just gotta make an adjustment. And I wanted to do that while that was still wet. Actually, this doesn't look quite bright enough, so grab a little bit more of this crystal blue color. Just kind of bring that back in. Dip and squeeze off most of the extra on the water. Okay. So we'll start to fill in the fuchsia on this fin section. Or we're gonna try to. We'll see how it goes. Alright, grab a bit more of this. I really want this to be a bit more pinkified. Though it's getting harder to try to get the pink to stay. And it doesn't want to. It wants to be purple. So not much I can do when it wants to be purplified. Okay. Oof. Nothing like your spine crunching when you go to shift. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got one more. Bottom fin section to go. I was originally thinking, oh, we might actually be done fully painting this guy today. No, no, no. No, no. It took me a while to get him sketched. If I hadn't been trying to blend these colors in on the mouth and the eye and the upper and bottom fin, then maybe we would have been starting the tail. But I don't foresee us starting the tail today. I'd rather not start the tail and be in the middle of trying to blend it out and then be like, oh, well, we're done for today. No. That's okay. That sounds like a nightmare and a half that I don't want to deal with. So thanks, no. Alright, it's that color. Dunk and remove the excess water. Get the fuzz out of there. And then I'm just gonna kind of wiggle this back and forth. And through here, just kind of blending this out. Alright. Our water has turned quite an interesting shade of periwinkle. Well, maybe like a gray periwinkle. We might have just enough of this. Fuchsia color down. So that I don't have to put any more out. I really didn't want to for the very last one here for today. Alright, I am gonna rinse my brush there. Just so I can pick up a little bit more clean color. It hasn't completely decided to turn purple. But you know, they're fins. They're gonna have different colors to them. They all don't have to be the same shade. So let me clean that, dip, and swipe. All right. I think I kind of like that effect. All right. Well, we didn't get tremendously far today, but we got our sketch in, and that was a battle of my brain. But I think we're looking pretty good. You can see the color blend there a little bit. A little bit easier to see back here, but not bad for starting off. So the background's going to be completely black. The little spooky things are going to be some kind of gold. I have to go find a gold paint. The center of these is going to be black. And we're going to need to blend our fin here and our fin here. So it's going to be just mostly these three colors and the gold. So not too shabby so far. I'm actually pretty happy with how this has come out so far. Now, my little like moon pieces, my little semicircles in here, I will probably redo those in black once I get that all painted out. It'll just be easier if I come back in and do those. I was just kind of trying to figure out where I wanted to place them, because I could probably get a couple more down in here. But I think that's a good stopping point for today. So, thank you guys for popping in, hanging out. Don't forget to follow the socially links down below. That'll take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channel. I still need to add a link to the eBay channel if it or the eBay store if it lets me. But we do have some original magnets, painted magnets and needle felted magnets up on the eBay store, along with a couple of other wall hanging paintings that we've done, like the peachy pinky mandalas up there, that farm themed one that we did a while back with like cows and steaks in the background and all that stuff. That's available. We've got a few more things I still have to post, but we just haven't posted them yet. We'll get there. But yeah, so thank you guys. And I will see you all tomorrow for magnet number 10. Stay safe with the weather, everybody. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.